Hey everybody, thank you for joining me again. This is Sandra from Plant Rich Sandra. And today I would like to talk about how my first day went yesterday of my little modified version of intermittent fasting. So what I'm doing is I'm doing a mashup of Dr. Joel Fuhrman's radical weight reduction plan that he lays out at the end of his book, The End of Heart Disease. And by the way, I recommend that book. If you haven't read it, I recommend it. And combining it with OMAD, which is one meal a day. It's a form of intermittent fasting. My modified version is that Dr. Fuhrman recommends eating a meal at 10 a.m. and then a second meal at 4 p.m. And OMAD, one meal a day, means that you just eat one meal. So I'm combining that into creating a 3-hour eating window in the afternoon, trying to keep it between 3 and 6 p.m. I'm eating one meal. So yesterday was day one, and that is what I'd like to talk about first, and then I have another topic I want to mention regarding intermittent fasting and the benefits. So how did yesterday go? In the morning, when we woke up, we were at a hotel in Daytona Beach. My granddaughter and I had water and coffee. And my granddaughter and I spent the day together, and we went on a Manatee Dolphin Intracoastal Waterway tour, which was from 1 to 3 o'clock. When we got off of that boat, I was starving to death, we got settled into the car, and that is when I pulled out the things that I had with me, which were a bag of berries and cherries, and so I ate from that bag. And then I had some raws with me, and I had a big bunch of leafies. In fact, I ate the one that I had meant to have today. I ate it yesterday, a whole package of organic leafies with the baby kale and other things mixed in it. I just ate it plain, right out of the container. And I also, I had all of the other raw veggies that I had with me. I had a can of low-sodium chickpeas, which I opened, poured the liquid out into the parking lot, and ate half of the can and put the other half in a Ziploc bag, which I had today. And I also had 1 ounce of raw unsalted nuts. My plan was to also include, to be home in time, to include a bowl of my salt-free vegetable soup. I have quite a ton of it in the freezer, which I love, absolutely love it, along with 1 whole grain in it, 1 serving. I have a huge bag of frozen individual servings of whole grains that I made that I have made over time in the Instant Pot. And to add to that, what should be my daily serving of freshly ground flaxseed and chia seed, 1 tablespoon, that I always mix in with either my whole grain or my soup. But yesterday, when I got home, I was out of my 3-hour window, so I chose to simply not eat those 3 things. No soup, no flax and chia, and no whole grain yesterday. I went without. I was fine. Went to bed last night at about 10 or 11 o'clock. This morning, I woke up early. I usually do because of the school year. I get up very early. I woke up at 3:30. I weighed. Not a good idea. At 5:30, I weighed again. And then finally at 7:30, I weighed again. I didn't have anything to drink up until then, and I was disappointed. The scale did not go any lower at 7:30 than 133.6, which it means that I gained a little bit of weight during these last 8 days on my 2 back-to-back trips. At the NHA conference, all of the food was buffet, Nutritarian, but I'm not used to the Nutritarian muffins, and so I had one. Even though I had my oatmeal every morning, I still had a muffin whenever it was offered. And I should not have done that. I should have left off the oatmeal if I was going to eat a muffin, but I didn't. Also, every time we had a big salad, I'm piling on the raw nuts and seeds, and I'm piling on the beans that were offered. And normally I eat 1 cup of beans a day, and I eat 1 ounce of raw nuts and seeds a day, and I did go way overboard in my enjoyment of all of those wonderful buffets. So that was my fault. It was my first time in that environment, and I know better next time to limit myself to what I normally eat, because it made me put on a little bit of weight that I shouldn't have. Even though it was all compliant, I should have done that. In Daytona, I didn't do that. I had my 1 serving of whole grain and my 1 ounce of raw nuts and seeds, but I went overboard on too much fruit, more fruit than I was eating the raw vegetables. And I didn't have my soups with me. And there was a kitchenette, but I did not cook. I was just eating my raw vegetables while I was there, but I ate more fruits than I did vegetables. So put those two things together, my behavior at those two little back-to-back mini vacations, and this morning I was up a couple pounds. So that gives me even more determination to stick to this plan that I have in mind here for these 6 days, which started yesterday. So I went to bed. I got up this morning. I was a little hungry, but I was okay. I didn't exercise while I was at the Daytona vacation. I did not exercise at all, and only did a little bit of exercise with the hiking that was provided in Ohio. So this morning I walked an hour, 3 miles, and that felt really good to get out and walk this morning in the neighborhood, birds chirping. I think it was more satisfying emotionally and mentally than if I had gone to the gym and walked on the treadmill. I really enjoyed the walk this morning with the crickets and waving at neighbors and fresh air and just thinking my own thoughts. I was just enjoying the walk. So around 11, I started getting pretty hungry. And I kept telling myself, you're going to eat tonight. You're going to eat this afternoon at 3. So just hang in there and you're going to be okay. You're not going to starve. You're not going to die. And I didn't starve and I didn't die. I made it till 2:50. At 2:50, I went straight for the food. And the first thing I did, which I thought was interesting, was go to the beans. I went straight to the fridge for the beans and the fruit because I love my beans. And they have become my meat replacement. I don't eat meat, and I love fresh fruit. So I ate a nice big bowl of the fresh cherries and blueberries were in there, and I did eat a banana this afternoon, so that was all the fruit. And then I ate the banana, and then I ate the rest of the can of chickpeas. And during that time, I was thawing out one of my 2-cup bowls of vegetable soup that I adore, and 1 serving of amaranth, which is amazing. That is a really neat grain. If you haven't tried amaranth, order some on Amazon or look for it in a health food store or a co-op, wherever you can get it. Amaranth is really cool. So is teff, but I absolutely adore amaranth. And I mixed all that together, thoroughly enjoyed it, stuffed to the gills. After eating all that, I'm stuffed. And I still need to eat my raws. I have a pound of raws that I'm going to eat, which will be the cherry tomatoes, a cucumber. I have some broccoli and some cauliflower in there, some carrots, and I'm really looking for. I don't have any leafies. I ate them all, and I haven't been to the store today, but I do have the broccoli. So I am getting some cruciferous and just not getting the leafies today, but I will tomorrow. And so that will be eating here shortly, those items. And and I added the tablespoon of flax and chia seeds as well to my soup and amaranth. Please pardon my glasses. I need them to be able to read what I'm about to read to you. So at the NHA, on the day of registration, I was talking with a new friend in the restaurant when suddenly through the front door I see somebody that I didn't know he was going to be there. His name is Dylan Holmes, and he has a prolific, informative, educational YouTube channel called Well Your World, WELL, Well Your World. His name is Dylan. He is a high-starch, whole food, plant-based eater in the style of McDougall, T. Colin Campbell. He's high-starch. He has had great success at his plan, but at this conference, I had the opportunity to meet him. I was like fangirling, crushing on so many of the experts that were there, including Dylan. And I had the opportunity to spend some time with him and Nick, and I got to talk to them quite a bit. And so one evening I was walking up, and there he was talking to Dr. Joel Fuhrman, And I was just like, yay, I'm so glad they had a chance to connect. And he said, so Dr. Fuhrman, are you ready? And they were going to go do an interview. He got an interview with Dr. Fuhrman. And so that is what I want to talk about now, is because in that 30-minute, which I recommend you watch, 30-minute interview on Well Your World, in that interview, he asked Dr. Fuhrman, what are the advantages, according to your research, of your Nutritarian plan over the high-starch, whole food, plant-based plan? And Dr. Fuhrman said, well, there are quite a few advantages. And then he mentioned one that I have been wanting to enunciate and make sure I understand it. And so what I've done is I've transcribed exactly what Dr. Fuhrman said to that question, how he replied to that question, and I want to read it like he said it to be sure that I'm quoting him. So this is one of the benefits of doing a whole food, doing an intermittent fast. And that's what I want to read to you now. Okay, here we go. Excuse me 1 second. Okay. Anabolic means to build. While you are eating and digesting food, you are in a building phase, and the liver is busy absorbing and storing. And then, when you finish digestion, you are in catabolic phase. You're breaking down and living off of what was stored. And that is when, this is the important part, that is when the liver can enhance its deconjugating toxins removal to make them water soluble so that they can be excreted, getting rid of the extra ammonia, turning it into urea and uric acids that can be peed out, removing advanced glycation end products. By the way, that will be something I'd like to talk about, AGEs, that all of the experts talk about, that is a benefit of whole food, plant-based, and intermittent fasting. In other words, your body is more effectively healing and repairing and removing waste products more effectively in the non-feeding, non-digesting state. That is the most important point here I want to make, is that when you are in the non-feeding, non-digesting state, that is when your body is being allowed to heal. The body needs that time when it is not eating and not digesting food. So, when people are thinking that they're going to eat food all day long and keep snacking to keep their metabolic rate up, that is the opposite of what they should do for longevity. Sorry, you can hear thunder outside, and I have a tin roof, so I apologize for that if you can hear that right now. You want to eat food as infrequently as possible so that they spend time in the non-digestive state, so that the body can actively catch up on its repair and remove toxins. And when you're going into the catabolic phase, you feel great. You feel nothing until the point when your stored glycogen starts to diminish, and then you need to eat again. And you get the signal to eat, which is true hunger, felt in the neck and throat, which makes food taste great. It's not shakiness. It's not fatigue. It's not weakness. It's not stomach cramps. It's not headachy. These are symptoms of withdrawal from a poor diet. So people coming off of a standard diet have to overeat, and they have to eat frequently and too much just to not feel ill. If they don't keep overeating, they will feel ill. When you focus on nutritional quality, which enables the body to remove so much metabolic and toxic waste products, then when you're not eating food, you're not feeling ill at all. You're not feeling tired. You're not needing food to stimulate yourself to keep your energy up. You shouldn't feel tired from not eating. Feeling fatigue is not a symptom of hunger. You can get up in the morning, skip breakfast, and at 11 a.m. you can go to the gym, play a tennis match. You should be just as strong with food or without food. Eventually, you're going to get hungry, but hunger is not fatigue. But anyhow, the point I'm trying to make right now is you're never connected to the instinctual drive telling you how much to eat unless you focus on the nutritional quality of your diet. So he's trying to say that people, when they go without food and they start feeling shaky, that's not hunger. They don't need to be running to the kitchen to eat when they're starting to feel shaky. That's detox from their standard American diet. Okay? So shakiness, headaches, that's your body in its first attempts to try to heal. and you should go with that. And if you're eating a healthy plan, if you're eating a whole food plant-based diet, a healthy plan, then when you start getting hungry, you're just hungry. You're not shaky, you're not headachy. And so I know I'm repeating myself and I'm repeating Dr. Fuhrman, but this is the most important point when people say, I'm starting to feel funny and I needed to go eat something and then I felt better. No, 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 no. What you felt was that you stopped your body's detox, which does feel bad. Detoxing feels bad. You stopped it by beginning digestion again. And all you did was stop detox. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say today about they glare here, about the one of the benefits of intermittent fasting, and to talk about how my first day went. And then tomorrow I will talk about how today has gone and how I go through tomorrow morning. And tomorrow morning I'm going to go to my local little produce stand, and maybe I'll do a little video while I'm there and post that and talk to the cousins, Bud and Owen Fussell. And they're two of my local hometown heroes for providing us here in Webster with beautiful fresh produce. And I'm excited to replenish my fresh produce tomorrow morning and let you know how everything is going. So thanks again for watching. And if you got anything out of this, please click like and subscribe, and maybe even share with someone that you feel this might help. And that will help me to help to get the message out of being a Nutritarian and how wonderful it is and how helpful it is to your longevity and your good health. Everybody have a great day, and we'll talk to you again soon. Bye.